right, here we go. Welcome everybody to History Lessons. It's the journalist Sin-seer. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with none other than Top Quality. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me, brother.
No doubt. You got a new project out, but before we do that, let's give these people a little history lesson, go back in time, let them get in tune with who you are, and work our way up to 2023. Where was Top Quality born and raised at?
White Plains, New York, city of White Plains, right there in Winbrook Projects, born and raised, Same hospital, sad but true, same hospital that Big Pun passed in and DMX passed in, sad but true. And I was there for both of them, When they both came in the hospital, I was right there, for both of them. That's how
Wow.
much I love hip hop. My pioneers, they pioneers to this shit.
Right, absolutely. Early on, growing up in New York, what were some of your hobbies and interests? Teenage
I
years, let's say.
teenage, no lie, I was all about music and sports. Sports and music. I basically played every sport. Shit. I tell you a quick story. There was a girl in my high school who tried out for the wrestling team. I was on the wrestling team as well. Yeah, she the only girl on the wrestling team. We all felt some type of way, her boobs rubbing up on us and stuff, whatnot. No, for real. I'm down. I'm keeping it 100. So boom. After like literally 1 week of her being in practice with us, the guys got together, man. It was like, yo, we gonna do? Somebody gonna try out for the girls field hockey team. And I was the man for the job. I tried out for the the field goal hockey team for the girls. I made the team, man. I had the shorts on, they had their skirts on. I only played one game. I did this just to make a point, you know what I mean?
Right.
Um, yeah, so yeah, I played on the girls field hockey team for literally one game. I went to practice and everything just to play one game, and I quit afterwards just to make a point. Like that ain't fair. And I scored three, that day. You see what I mean? It's not fair. It's not
Right.
fair. You know what I mean? I'm uncomfortable with a chick. Me personally, see, somebody might not feel uncomfortable until another chick's boobs is like on you that way uncomfortably. Her vagina might be right in your face because that's also a move in wrestling. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's very uncomfortable. Like I mean, I can't explain it. Anyway, that happened, man. You know what I mean? That happened. There's a story right there. People
No
don't
doubt.
know.
No doubt.
Word up, but so back, no, really, back then I was all about music and sports, man, for real. I did everything in music, like acapella, uh, like music ensemble, jazz ensemble, anything that had to do with music, man. I done played over like shit, 15 instruments. You know what I mean? So I mean, where I could read the notes and play it by just give me the music, and I could read the music and play it for you and on 15 different instruments. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm
Did you
very musically inclined.
have a mentor earlier on showing you, or you
Well,
self-taught?
shit. Man, listen, man. I paid attention in school, man. When you go to music class, and then they got the after school programs for the. Well, back in my day, they had the music after school programs, and people like, believe it or not, my music teacher was Miss Goins, Vanessa Williams. I'm sorry, not Miss Goins, Vanessa Williams' mother. Her name was Helen Williams. I said Miss Goins because she was my high school teacher. You know what I mean? My high school music teacher. But Vanessa Williams' mom's Helen Williams, she was my elementary music teacher growing up. You know what I mean? In Claremont Gardens in Ossining. I went to Ossining, Sing Sing where the prison is, Sing Sing prison.
Hmm.
I grew up in Ossining. I was born in White Plains, but when I went to school, like, second, third, fourth, fifth, I went to Ossining. You know what I mean? But I used to go to White Plains on the weekends, you know what I mean, to visit my family.
Right.
But so my biggest mentor really was Vanessa Williams' mom's, man, Miss Williams. Miss Williams really set me on my path when it comes to music. Like, she set me on my journey. For really.
So,
Word
um,
up.
so before you got into music, or while you were in playing instruments earlier on, trying to find your way, who are some of your musical influences that you were looking up to?
Well, shit, back in the day, man, I mean, for what I can remember was, man, my mama was just on the weekends, man. She used to turn up, turn that radio on, 107.5 or 98.7 Kiss back in our day, but that's back in the New York days, and She used to like listen to all the hip hop shit. I remember like the FRESH, fresh,
Fresh,
fresh,
fresh.
fresh. Yo, that's fresh. Do do that, and then even tap, do cat, boom, cat. You know what I'm saying? You know all that shit. You know what I mean? From back in the day. You know that, just all that. You know, the Jungle Brothers. You know, shit. ISIS. I mean, when they came to town, when she came to town, actually, ISIS with the Jungle Brothers and different shit. But on the radio, when it came to the radio, my mom used to listen to all that. You know, she was always down with that music like that, and that shit really rubbed off on me. You know, so it's old school rappers like Just Ice. You know, to the best of my knowledge, I guess that I'm fresh. So when
Fresh.
I manifest, I never protest. So you say you never melt, supposed to be an adult. Sympathetic emotions I never felt. So get hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, I gotta say some ill shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit used to like have my fucking buzz going like Spider-Man. You heard? Shit, my shit be buzzing like like yo, serious. Back in them days, this is way before I even got on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like talent shows and shit. I won every fucking talent show. You know, 9, 10 niggas was mad and shit at me and haters. I bought DMX to one of my talent shows in 11th grade. I bought
Wow.
her to the Austin High School. Shit, a lot of people from my high school will tell you this story because that's the first time that they ever met DMX because DMX wasn't signed back then. You know what I mean? He was just a normal dude. But they knew who he was just from his just from his aura, like the way he carried himself. You knew he was somebody, you just didn't know who the fuck he was. You know, back then and shit. But
Right.
yeah, I bought X to one of my talent shows, man. Yeah, I won every talent show, man. First place. 12th grade, we had the talent show and caused a riot, man. We ain't never had another talent show in my high school, man. They say I caused the riot, but it wasn't me. It was because niggas knew I was going to win. I was the last person to come on. Everybody did what they had to do. Then it's time for top quality, the last motherfucker of the night. And even before I got on, my sister and my mama already came up to me at the half because I didn't show up in the beginning. I came at the intermission. When it was intermission, got me a couple candy bars or whatever. That's what I was back in the candy bars and shit. Then people was running up telling me, "Yo, TQ, niggas did acts dissing you. They was like 4 acts. It was all about you, nigga. They was dissing you." I was like, "What?" I ain't care. I ain't see it. And then in the second half, there was like another 2 acts that was dissing me. They had to act straight up dissing me because they were mad that I kept winning. Ninth, 10th, 11th, now it's 12th, 12th grade. And not to mention in 11th grade, I did some rock and roll shit. I had a band. I lied. I was at practice in 11th grade saying I was going to rap. But then at the night of the show, wait, listen, when I was doing the practice, I kept saying, even though I'm doing this, my band is going to play the music live. That's what I kept telling them. But I was rapping. But then when it came to the show, my band came up there and we did some straight up rock and roll shit. No rapping, straight up me screaming. Hacking like a nut. And then I ended up winning. And that's when everybody was really mad. I guess
Uh,
creativity in a brother, you know what I mean? But that's what really happened. Then the 12th grade shit went down. Like I said, everybody got on. Then I was the last person to get on. As my music, I came out to that. But then that was only for like 8 bars. And then it was dropped. And then it went into this beat. But as I'm coming out doing my dance, getting the crowd all into it, I'm not gonna say no names because I'm still tight with this nigga now. You know what I mean? Like we ain't talked for like 20 years. You know what I mean? But I'm over it. You know what I mean? I'm over it. I'm like, yo, if I could help you do whatever you wanted, because he's still into music. You know what I mean? Anyway, he jumped up on the stage and was like, let's battle. That's what he said to me. Let's battle. Meanwhile, the music is coming. The music is about to drop, and I'm supposed to start spitting this shit. So when he jumped on the stage and said it was battle, he fucked my music up. Like me, I'm supposed to come in right now. And this nigga talk about let's battle. So I'm so mad. I said, all right, well, you go first. And I took the mic and threw it in his face. And the whole school and the whole auditorium heard it. It was like, boom. You know what I mean? Like, pow. Like, boom, 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 boom. Then all his friends jumped on stage. All my friends jumped on stage. Then it was a riot. Everybody jumped on stage. Everybody started jumping from the balcony. Everybody went ham. And my high school ain't never had a motherfucking talent show after that. And honestly, I would have won that year too. That senior year, I would have won that. Anyway, I went on to Berkeley College after that. Like I said, they ain't never had another talent show. My mama still worked there at that high school. Well, she retired now. She worked there for like 33 years or something. You know
Wow.
what I mean? Yeah, she worked there for like 33 years. Um, that shit is on VHS. You know what I mean?
Had to peep it out. You
Yeah.
you mentioned DMX. How did you guys first link up?
Well, DMX is from Yonkers. I'm from White Plains, and me and X actually, believe it or not, had the same manager before X had a deal. All right, his manager name was Jack McNasty. All right, that's what we used to call him, Jack McNasty. Before he had a deal, it was Jack McNasty had a few artists, but me and DMX was his primary artist. We used to do shows in New Rochelle at the that shit called, not the tunnel. That was the castle. That's what it was called at New Rochelle. It was at the castle. You know what I mean? So anyway, me and X used to have the same manager, Jack McNasty. So when I used to go to New Rochelle to Jack McNasty's house, DMX usually already was there because honestly, X ain't really have no place to stay. You know what I mean? Like he couldn't be home like that. You know what I mean? Trust me, he had a home like where his mama stay, but he didn't want to be home with his mama. You know what I mean? He didn't want to be in that house. You know what I mean? For real, I know X. X came to my house plenty of times for dinner. And not to mention, before X got a deal, if you see that black leather jacket that he wearing, no lie, that's my jacket right there. You know what I'm saying? He needed something to look nice. I let him use that jacket for that photo shoot. X was poor, man. That nigga was poor. And when I tell you he was poor, I was poor too, but I just knew how to do my pour a little different than everybody else. You know what I mean? I know how to make my pour look a little better. You know what I mean?
Right.
I knew how to stretch my $5, my $10 a little bit better than the average poor motherfucker. You know, I can't. I gotta watch my language. Than the average poor person. You heard?
Gotcha.
So yeah, me and X used to roll all the time. I used to go to Yonkers, hang out, Warburton with him all the time. Shit, School Street. Me and X used to go all around. X used to get me into trouble, like starting stuff with just hollering at chicks with they man, stuff like that. What's up, love? I'm like, yo, chill, X. She with a man. She with a man. Chill, X. I don't give a damn about that nigga. Like that nigga X was on some real rah rah, crazy, crazy for real. I mean, X used to roll. So I used to be like, yo, let's get out of Yonkers. Let's go to White Plains, where I'm from. You know what I mean? And hang out there. I used to try to get X away from all the rah rah, and like I said, with me. You know what I mean? Just to get the dude away from what he had to do because he ain't have nothing else to do. You know what I mean? For real. And he ain't have much. He ain't have nothing really. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga X came from nothing. For real. And I got,
Right.
don't forget, I got on before X. I got the deal with RCA. First of all, I had an independent deal before, just before anyone really. Like I'm trying
Was
to think
that
if Mary J.
was that
Blige was out
new?
before I had my independent deal.
Was that with New Image
If
Records?
Mary J. Blige came out in 1993, which would you remind me that was her first single? I'm not. I want to keep you because I'm sure y'all could go check out the Google and seeing when Mary J. But it was sort of like that. Like Mary came out, like like, well, first of all, even before like Mary, like Hev was out, Heavy D. You know what I mean? So it was people from the 914. Then it was Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Then you got Mary J. Blige. You got you see what I'm saying? Then you got myself from White Plains. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
was down with the squad, the hit squad. You know what I mean? On tour with Wu Tang and then Thousand
Right.
Effects and when they first came out. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but but back to like just the hood life before we even got on and all that. I'm telling you, like before I even got a deal, me and DMX used to roll daily, every day. Like all them new dudes like that he be rolling with, like when he was signed with Def Jam and all that. I don't know them dudes, and I don't know. I still know X, but I don't know none of them dudes really. Like they wasn't there in the struggling phase. You see what I'm saying? I was with X
Right.
before either one of us had a deal. We was at Jack McNasty's house writing rhymes. You know what I mean? He was writing his rhymes. I was writing my rhymes. You know what I mean? That's what was going down. We was with Shabazz. That was the DJ who was like supplying us beats from Jews. Damn, Shabazz is an old school like DJ, man, Shabazz. But anyway, that's how I know DMX because we had the same manager before we both had a deal. That's how I know DMX. And the manager, I think his real name might be Terry, but we used to call him Jack McNasty. And go look that all up because those are all facts. And if you go read the Earl Simmons autobiography,
Mm-hmm.
that's all in the book, including myself, for real.
Dope. You talked a
Facts.
little
I'm
bit.
only talking facts here, baby. We
Yeah,
ain't
that's
on
how
no
we
fake
do.
news here.
No
Word
doubt.
up.
You talked